Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today. Going over what happened today during the NBA trade deadline. This video is going to be focused on the Wizards because I am a Washington Wizards fan. Before I continue, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Please scratch your channel. Greatly appreciate if you do that. I will greatly appreciate that. So, a very active NBA trade deadline, which it normally is. Um, Obviously, the Wizards, I think, made the second biggest trade in the NBA today. So let's get into it. The Wizards coming into this, they were 24 and 29. They won tonight. Big win, by the way, tonight for the Wizards against the Nets, 113-112. They Going into this, I thought we would trade Montrezl Harrell, which we did. I'll get into that in a second. Um, but we made, I think, I was stunned by this trade. We traded Spencer Dinwiddie and David Bertans for Kristaps Porzingis and a second round pick. If this trade, in my opinion, for the Wizards, it falls on one thing and one thing only: can he stay healthy, Kristaps Porzingis? If he can, he averages 20 points and 8 boards. That's what he's going to give us. Shoot from the 3-point line, very good. If he can't stay healthy, it gets dicey. But I don't. In my opinion, I think the Wizards definitely won this trade hands down. Um, the Mavericks, they get Davis Bertans, worst contract in the league, some people would say, and Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie, he'll be missed. Not really, because supposedly he was a cancer in the locker room. 12 points, about 6 assists, just an average starting point guard. I was a little bit surprised they didn't get a third team involved because the Mavericks already have Jaren Bronson at point guard, but it looks like they're going to keep Dinwiddie. So, um, for Kristaps Porzingis, I do think this is a good trade for him, fresh start. Because I mean, people were actually saying that the Wizards, they don't know what the hell the Wizards were doing. Bertans is a better player than Porzingis, which is bullshit, by the way. And anybody says that, they're smoking something funny, we'll say. But you look at Kristaps Porzingis. I think he just needs a fresh new start. You look at the situation he was in. I think he was in a good situation, but he has an owner in Mark Cuban. I like Mark Cuban. We know he's a loudmouth and tough to work with. It's known. And then Luka Doncic. I mean, him and Kristaps never really got along. I don't think so. It's kind of a fresh start for Kristaps Porzingis. Um, so I'm happy about this trade, and we also got a second round pick back as well. I'm very happy about this trade. I think if we could keep Bradley Beal this offseason, um, I mean Bradley Beal, Kristaps Porzingis, building a nice team around. Not bad, not bad at all. The Wizards made 2 additional trades. Um, Montrezl Harrell to the Hornets for Ish Smith and Vernon Carey Jr. I knew we were going to trade Montrezl Harrell today. The question was for who and what team we're going to trade him to. We traded him to the Hornets. A Hornets team, young team on the rise. Not a lot of veterans outside maybe a Gordon Hayward on that team. So I understand why um, the Hornets made this trade. Trez, he gets criticized in the playoffs a lot, but he does have that playoff experience. We get back Ish Smith and Vernon Carey Jr. A lot of Wizards fans actually don't like this trade because we get Ish Smith back. And I'll admit, I have been kind of critical of Ish Smith. The good news, I think, out of this, if you're looking for a positive, Ish Smith is familiar with the Wizards. I know he's a new head coach, but he's familiar with all the personnel and all that. I think he'll fit like a glove. Vernon Carey Jr., 20-year-old, we'll see what he does. I hope he gets some playing opportunity. But overall, Trez, he kind of has a reputation of not performing well in the playoffs, so it was going to come down to what were you going to get. I was hoping to maybe get a sucker to draft a first-round draft pick, but it looks like this was probably the best trade we were going to get for Trez. So, and by the way, I want to thank Trez for his half year with the Wizards. He's a good player. Overall, I do like watching Montrezl Harrell play basketball. So I do think that I wish him well. I liked him on the Clippers. So go ahead. I like that trade a lot. And then the other trade is Aaron Holiday for cash considerations to the Phoenix Suns. So we're trading Aaron Holiday to the Suns for cash considerations. I don't like this trade. Not because I don't like them trading Aaron Holiday. listen, the point guard situation for the rest of the year for the Wizards is going to be Raul Neto and Ish Smith platooning there. I think you gotta have some depth behind that. Because let's be real, Ish Smith and Raul Neto at best are just below average role players in my opinion. You gotta have some depth there in case one of them go down. It's gonna. I would have kept Aaron Holiday just for that alone. I know they were saying he's probably gonna walk this off season. Let him walk. I mean, if the best you could have got was cash considerations for him, I would have just said let him walk. So it is what it is. But I'm not particularly the biggest fan of that trade. But I do like the other two trades. The Trez trade, I think we got the best we could have got from him. I love the Porzingis trade, I really do. I'm going to talk about the other trades here real quick. Obviously, we got to talk about the James Harden Ben Simmons trade. So Ben Simmons finally got his wish and got traded out of Philadelphia to the Brooklyn Nets. So the trade is Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks for James Harden and Paul Millsap. So you're going to have Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, probably either LaMarcus Aldridge or Blake Griffin. Obviously, Kevin Durant, who was out tonight in the game against the Wizards. Go ahead and be their starting lineup. You still have Andre Drummond, LaMarcus Aldridge off the bench, or Blake Griffin, whatever you want to go with if you're the Nets, and you still have a few good wing players and Patty Mills and a few others. Sixers, James Harden. I actually think he fits the Sixers like a glove. I think both teams won this deal. I think it's just this deal is going to come down to fits, and I just think James Harden is a better fit for what the Sixers want to do. Paul Millsap is also a player that, in my opinion, he's not any scrub or anything. I know he's not what he used to be, but at the same time, he can still bring you something. He's going to be coming off the bench. He can still bring you something. So I like that for the Sixers as well. I like this for the Nets. I think Ben Simmons fits what the Nets want to do better at what they want to do. Seth Curry obviously fits. I mean, he really could fit any team like a glove in my opinion. Drummond come off the bench, be a decent center. So I like that trade as well. A few other trades I want to talk about that happened. That happened today. The first one is the Celtics. The Celtics always try to be the smartest team in the room. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Celtics made some dumb trades today. First one is Derek Wright for Josh Richardson. You also give up Romeo Langford and a 2022 first-round protected top 4 pick. I really don't understand why you had to give up the pick and Romeo Langford. If they wanted Romeo Langford in return as well, fine. But I don't understand why he gave up a pick there for Derek Wright. I don't really like this trade that much for the Celtics. And I don't like your other trade either that you did with the Rockets. You went ahead, you basically traded Enes Freedom, you traded Dennis Schroeder, you went ahead, you traded, who else did you trade? Bruno Fernando. You traded those 3 players for Daniel Thesis. I don't understand why you would trade Dennis Schroeder. I know he's not the best fit for the Celtics, but at the same time, in my opinion, I do think it's not a good trade. It will not surprise me. I know Enes Freedom already got his buyout. I'm filming this at around midnight. But Dennis Schroeder, it won't surprise me if he gets a buyout as well. To get Daniel Thesis back for the Celtics. Daniel Thies, I believe, is how you pronounce this. I was pronouncing it wrong there. I don't like that trade at all for the Celtics either. A few other trades that happened. Goran Dragic, he got traded to the Spurs. They're going to buy him out. They did get a first-round pick as well, the Spurs, so good for them. Thad Young and Drew Eubanks, and a second-round pick goes to the Raptors. I think Thad Young's going to get brought out. Drew Eubanks and the second-round pick. I think that's maybe the best you can get for him. I think Goran Dragic's going to go ahead and go to the Milwaukee Bucks, so that's my opinion there. A few other trades. How can I not talk about the Kings and the moves they made throughout the trading deadline here? We'll kick it off with the last trade they made. 4-team deal between the Pistons, Clippers, Bucks, and Kings. Kings go ahead and trade Marvin Bagley III after his dad's vocalizing that he did not want to be a Sacramento King. He gets traded to the Pistons. The Clippers, they went ahead in this trade. They traded Serge Ibaka, and they went ahead and got Rodney Hood and Semi Ajeli back. I think Rodney Hood can still bring something to a team. Um, so we'll see what happens there. To me, that's not really a winning move. But the Bucks, they go ahead. They do trade Dante DeVincenzo. I know that's a player that one of their better players, but they get Serge Ibaka back, and they get 2 second rounders. I also think they're going to go out and get Goran Dragic in the waiver wire, and then the Kings, they also got Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles from the Pistons back as well. Overall, if you look at this trade, I think the Bucks win this trade. I don't absolutely love them giving up Dante DeVito, but they get Serge Ibaka. As I said, I think they're going to go out and get Goran Dragic and 2 second rounders. Pistons, again, a young talent player, Marvin Bagley, that you got to give them credit there. Um, Clippers, I don't like this trade for them that much. The Kings, it's okay, I think. I mean, I'm going to be blunt with you. I think the Kings have no direction whatsoever. So, and you're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about that here in a second. Another trade that happened, I like this one. Torrey Craig to the Suns for Jalen Smith in a second round. It's a good trade for the Suns. It's a good trade for the Pacers. I like what the Pacers kind of did here. PJ Dozier and Bobo go to the Magic for the and the Celtics just get a heavy protected second round pick. I don't like this trade. And also, you had to give up a second round pick in cash. I understand dumping salary, but at the same time, in my opinion, you got to. In my opinion, you gotta keep some of your young players. So where's that trade about the with Sabonis that I want to talk about? I just want to get the trade. Here we go. So the Kings, they trade Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson to the Kings for Demonis Sabonis, Justin Holiday, and Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second round pick. My opinion about this, I think the Pacers won this trade. Sabonis, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. That's an upgrade from Bagley. But Tyrese Halliburton to me was one of your core pieces if you're the Kings. Also, I'm taking Buddy Hield over Jeremy Lamb and Tristan Thompson. Pacers might buy him out, and I don't know what they're going to do, but I think what the Pacers are doing, they kind of remind me of the Bulls last year when they made their trades, and it was kind of geared up towards next season. Sort of like what the Wizards are doing to a lesser degree. So, yeah, I like this trade for the Pacers. I do not like this trade for the Kings. I just don't. Another trade that happened a few days ago. Clippers and Blazers got together. Robert Covington and Norman Powell got traded to the Clippers. Eric Bledsoe, Keon Johnson, Justice Winslow, and a second round pick to the Blazers. I don't really have an opinion about this trade. I think overall Norman Powell is probably the best player in this trade, so I'll say that the Clippers went ahead and won this trade. And then how can I forget about this trade? C.J. McCollum to the Pelicans, along with Larry Nance Jr. and Tony Snell. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Josh Hart, Didi Lozada, and Thomas Satoransky, former Wizard. 2022 first round pick, top 5 protected, and 2 second rounders go back to the Blazers. I think the Blazers are waving the white flag. I really do. I think Damian Lillard will get traded because it would have been smart for them to go ahead and keep Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but then they turn around the Blazers, trade him to the Jazz along with Juan actually, I think Juan Hernandez was a no, he was on the Blazers because he was sent back, I think, as well with the to the Pelicans. Maybe not. I don't know, but in my opinion, I don't know what the Blazers are doing, trading Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They also traded Thomas Satoransky to the Spurs in this 3-team deal. They get Joe Ingles back, whatever. Elijah, excuse me, Elijah Hughes, however you pronounce it. They'll see what they have in them. And then this trade, Caris LeVert and a 2022 second rounder for Ricky Rubio and a first round pick that's lottery protected and 2 second rounders. I like this trade for the Pacers and Cavs. I think Caris LeVert still has a lot. It was can start on a lot of teams. Ricky Rubio, expiring contract. You get a first round pick. I think this is a good trade if you're the Pacers. And then a few other trades that happen. Well, that was basically it. I know KZ, Okpala got traded to OKC, but that happened like over a month ago. But anyways, it was an exciting NBA trade deadline. I'm happy that my Wizards went out and made a splash. I really like this Kristaps Porzingis trade. He just has to stay healthy. That's what it really comes down to, in my opinion. We got rid of the worst contract in the NBA, according to some people, and Bertans, Dinwiddie. I mean, you give up Dinwiddie to go out and get Kristaps, in my opinion. The only bad thing about the Wizards, I think, at least in the short term, is that point guard position is going to be very bleak. They're going to have to. The main priority, I think, this offseason is going to have to be go out and get a point guard. But I like this NBA trade deadline. But anyways, just want to hop on here, tell you my thoughts. Obviously, my team made moves. Thanks for watching the video. Hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you do that. McD the Beast signing off.